What's up, everybody? Welcome to Real Talk Real Estate. I'm your host, Mark Cannon, local realtor here in the Phoenix area with my home group real estate, owner of the Benchmark Real Estate team. So this is a podcast format, so I'm going to be talking through this stuff. I'm going to give a lot of data, throw some stuff up on the screen, but I don't do a whole lot of editing otherwise because I just want to be real with you guys, and that's why it's called Real Talk. So we're going to get into it today. We're doing our monthly update. So February, where do we stand? What's going on? So as we always start, how many homes are on the market? Because that's important to know. And so right now we're just over 23,000 homes active. If you look at coming soon as well, we're over 24,000. So we're gaining inventory. So one of the things we need to know historically is that in Phoenix, our busiest season is the spring. That's typically our busiest season when people list their homes and when people buy. So we're seeing people start to list their homes. We're seeing listings pick up, but demand is not changing. So I'll show some stuff on the screen about that because we're just seeing, more and more inventory, but less and less buyers because especially interest rates haven't changed. So interest rates right now are, I believe, conventional is sitting just under 7. And then we have FHA VA sitting around 6.3. So lower interest rates for FHA VA, that's normal, but conventional is a little bit higher. But that's where, we haven't really seen interest rate change because the Fed's already come out and said, hey, we're not lowering interest rates. We're trying to curb inflation. I think they played politics a little bit and they cut rates at the end of the year, maybe to try and influence the election, but whatever. It didn't work. So, it's one of those that now they're saying, oh, we shouldn't have done that because inflation's gone back up. And, inflation numbers are going to matter when it comes to home prices, stuff like that. Obviously, we are not, mortgage rates are not tied to the Fed. They're more tied to like the 10-year treasury. So that's something that people are paying attention to. And that's where, to me, I think not all of the United States, like the national market, is going down. There are places I'm talking to other realtors where they're gangbusters, they're flying, and that's where real estate is local. It's not national. Okay, you're gonna hear a lot of people throw out national numbers. Those don't matter because every market's different. Phoenix is going to be different from Albuquerque. It's going to be different from LA. It's going to be different from Vegas. Like all of those markets are different. So it's one of those that here in Phoenix, what we're seeing is we're actually seeing the downturn where we're seeing prices slowly come down. It's not fast. It's not like it's diving. A lot of these people have equity in their homes. So they're not having to rush. They're able to hold on. And we're not seeing, the major price changes every 2 weeks. When the market was crazy back in like 21, we saw price changes, every 2 weeks and stuff like that. Now you're not seeing that. Now you're seeing price changes after 30, 45 days because the average days on market might be 60, 90. Depending on the market you're in Phoenix, it could be, I have a listing right now. The average days on market is like 90, where then another one of my listings, it's like 55. So it's going to vary. So, the demand is not there, as I showed some of the data earlier. And let me show you the Cromford report. So the Cromford report here, obviously, Cromford report's numbers on the left there, 90 to 110 is a balanced market. Anything above 110 is a seller's market. Anything below 90 is a buyer's market. Now, I still take some issue with this because I don't feel like all those sellers markets are really sellers markets. Now, those homes may sell faster. Like, listen, Chandler Gilbert is still having buyers. There's still some demand down there. It's not the same as like Surprise or Goodyear, and so that's where, we're seeing a lot of balanced markets. I think most of these markets are either balanced or buyers markets, to where you're able to negotiate way more and a lot of those things. And then we're seeing that. I mean, on my listings with my buyers, we're seeing to be able to negotiate and do those things. So I think the biggest thing is we are on the downward side. So for sellers, you shouldn't be expecting to come in and sell your house in 2 weeks. Now, the homes that are typically selling fairly easily or easier, I'll say easier, are the homes that are, fully updated. They look really nice. They're priced well, but we still see a lot of people pricing too high and they're having to come down in price. So there's a lot of that to be paying attention to. But to me, what I tell people is like, people always ask, when's a good time to buy? Well, a good time to buy is when you're able to buy. That's a good time to buy. I mean, the best time to buy would have been 40 years ago, right? 30 years ago, even 10 years ago, that would have been the best time to buy. I mean, so that's where, that question's kind of, it's a hard question to answer. But I think overall, if people can afford to buy and you can stay in that range, like, again, I encourage people, again, I'm not one of those realtors that's like, you should just buy a house. No, you need to buy a house if you're able to, if you have the money to do it, if you have the finances to do it, if you have the jobs to do it, because a lot of these people will go, the mortgage payment will be 50% of my income. No, should not be buying a house then. The goal is to stay around 30, 35%, under that. So that's where it's not the right time for everybody, but it might be the right time for some. So if you are thinking about buying, selling, anything like that, these are kind of the trends we've been seeing in the market right now. And I'm just going off the data I'm seeing. If you want to talk more about that, whether you're thinking about buying, whether you're thinking about selling, is it a good idea? Let's talk through it. I'm here to be a resource. My information's below. I'm here to help however I can. And, it's real estate through relationships. It's about doing what's best for people and serving them that way. So guys, you've been listening to Real Talk Real Estate. I'll catch you next time.